Okay, here she is. It looks like an older house, and it also looks like it's half crawl space, half basement. So the reason I think it's a crawl space is because, well, there's a vent for the crawl space there. And then this actually looks like an addition over here, a newer side of the house. There's basement windows there and there. I think that's always fun. I love a good, mixed foundation house. It looks a little older, so that means it's more likely to have evidence of termites. Right now I'm just trying to find the crawl space entrance. I'm the only one here right now. Oh, so it looks like that's probably the stairs down into the basement or cellar. So it might be a stand-up crawl space because I don't see, or a crawl space entrance from the inside. That's always fun. But older houses almost always have at least some evidence of wood-destroying insects like termites. Doesn't mean there's an active infestation. It's just the longer a house is around, the higher likelihood that there have been termites there at some point. It always just increases every single year. All right, well, I'm inside now. We're going to start on the inside and inspect first. So right now I'm looking mainly for termites. That's always the main pest that pops up in these inspections. So not a wood-destroying insect here, but we do have a drain fly. It looks exactly like a heart shape with the big wings there. As you might guess, they're associated with drains and moisture, so we found it in the bathroom here. Probably senses the moisture from the toilet, the sink, the shower. So that's a drain fly. Right there, just one, no big deal. They're super common pests. During these inspections, I want to be very thorough. I'm checking inside every closet, every bedroom, every bathroom. I'm just looking at the baseboards right now, looking for any signs of termites. But it's basically just a very, very detailed termite inspection, plus noting any other wood-destroying insects. A normal termite inspection I'll spend 10 or 15 minutes on, but one for a home sale like this with the official report, I'll spend more like 30 minutes on. Okay, here is the entrance to the basement cellar area, so let's see how it looks. Pretty cool. Okay, ooh. I noticed this immediately. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm not looking forward to that. I am going to have to at least crawl up there and see what it looks like. Oh man, there's another one here. Okay, and then we got spray foam insulation, which hinders my view a little bit. Oh my goodness. That might be inaccessible. Radon testing. This is obviously the old part of the house, and then that might have been additions over there, but it's very, very strange setup here. No signs of termites yet, though. Okay, well this is actually nice. This is the new part of the house. Normal looking basement at least. So I'm looking up at the sill plate. This is the sill plate. These are the floor joists. I'm looking up at that area right now, seeing what I can see. Looking for tubes, looking for damage, looking for frass from powder post beetles. Subterranean termites don't emit frass. That's just dry wood termites. Frass is just poop pellets. Frass can also just be like a common term for any wood shavings, like carpenter bees, when they drill into wood. So I do need to take a couple moisture readings in the crawl space. And that's what I have my moisture reader here for. This is a moisture reader. These two prongs go into a piece of wood, and they determine the moisture based on the conductivity of the wood. So if there's a lot of moisture in the wood, there's more, so it sends like electric waves through these 2 points, and the more waves that get transferred, the more electricity that's transferred, that means the wood is more conductive, which means there's more water in it. Just a little science there. So you just get a couple areas. We just read 8% there, which is great. That means it's not high moisture. We'll do another reading Maybe over here if I can reach up there. 13% there. Not. I'm gonna crawl up in there and get one more reading. That was 9.5%. So those are the readings in the new part of the crawl space. We're gonna go back over here to the old part of the crawl space. Get a couple more readings. More likely that there's moisture in this part of the crawl space. If you press the hold button, it holds the moisture reading, so that was 12.4% there. Under 20% is good. Over 20% is bad. That's the magic number. Now the fun part, I'm just going to put my crawl suit on and see if I can just see what's back there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the way back, but no signs of any wood destroying insects yet. So I'm putting my crawl suit on now. I'm not going to take you back there with me because I'm going to be putting on a respirator. There's some old insulation back there and it's just really dusty. So I'm trying to preserve my lungs. So I'll just let you kind of watch from the outside as I get in and out of these things, out of the crawl space entrances. But I'm going to be wearing this respirator, and obviously I'm taking my flashlight and the moisture reader, so it's going to be, I'm going to have my hands full anyways. But I can at least let you watch me struggle to get in. Actually, I don't think I can get in that one. It's really high off the ground. And based on the North Carolina wood destroying insect memorandum that they issued for these termite inspection reports, if you need a ladder to access something, then it's considered not readily accessible, which means I don't have to inspect it. But I'm still gonna go in this one, so same thing. There were signs of termites, old tubes you could see going up the wall, but they had been knocked down, which means there was probably a treatment done at some point. I didn't see any drill holes, which is how they used to do termite treatments. Well, they still do it like that, but anyways, the moisture in there was good. No active termites, anything like that. I just had to note that old tunnels on the report. But that is it for the inside. Now I'm going to inspect the outside of the house. But yeah, it was really tight in there. That's the tightest crawl space I've been in a while. I'm done with the inside of the house. Now I'm just going to make a lap around the outside and inspect for the outside and see how everything looks. On the outside, it's mainly carpenter ants and carpenter bees is what I would be looking for, those wood destroying insects. But I wanted to show you an example of a wood destroying organism, not a wood destroying insect. Right here on this windowsill, this is moisture damage. I can tell it's moisture damage immediately. Well, it's pretty obvious. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that this is caused by moisture, by rain. But if you look at it, there's cracks going against the grain. So the grain of the wood is going this way. But if you see cracks, like these horizontal cracks against the grain, that is usually a sign, an immediate sign of moisture damage. And of course, once moisture gets in the wood, all kinds of little microorganism, bacteria, fungus started to get into the wood and break it down quicker. But if I see an area like this, I always just take a little closer look to make sure there's no termites in there as well. Termites love moisture, and they need at least a certain moisture level in the wood in order to infest it. If wood has a little bit more moisture in it, they're going to favor that wood over other wood. This crawl space is really low to the ground. I didn't even have enough room to get on my hands and knees. I was just army crawling under this crawl space. And I couldn't inspect most of this portion of the crawl space very well, this back side of the house, because it was so low and there were floor joists that were going lower than I could squeeze through. So I have to note that I have to note that on the inspection that there were inaccessible areas inside the crawl space. There's an old wasp nest. I love me a good wasp nest. And I'm just making my way around the house. This is the new portion of the house. No moisture damage. I've seen termite tunnels come up on the outside of houses, you know, just straight out of the ground up to the house, but it's just not as common as finding them in the crawl space. I'm going to graph the house because, well, I have to note on this report where I found the termites, and to me, if I make a graph, it's just much easier. I just put an X where I found the old termite tubes. So I got my measuring wheel. I'm gonna do it old school way, just quickly. I was checking out the satellite image, and the satellite images of this house, these trees were blocking the satellite image from getting a good graph. So I'm just going to make a couple quick measurements, just literally just using a half piece of paper here, and we're off. It is a beautiful day. It's warming up quickly. Still chilly. It's still December of 2023. Let's start here because it's easy to measure. You reset it with your foot. Going this way now. 21 feet. Making some notes. So that's it, I'm done here. I'm gonna show you exactly how I do all the paperwork for this. I had it send me an email, so I'm gonna click on the email and scroll down to the attachment, and this is what the customer is getting. It's cutting it off a little bit, but it says exactly what I found here, the address, the property address, my signature, I found what I found with as far as the termites and the moisture readings. At the bottom, which is really cool, you can attach anything to this graph, and BrioSec software puts it in there. So I have my Catchy Pest Solutions graph that I made, and that diagram you're seeing is actually the diagram from BrioSec. I just copied and pasted it onto my Catchy, little more personalized. I've got the logo at the top with the graph and the quote and the product recommendation on there. So this is all really, really cool. It's super clean. It's in one PDF document that's attached and sent to whatever email is on file. In this case, I just had it send to myself, my email, because I wanted to show you what it looks like, but I can also have it sent to the realtor, sent to the buyer's email, any email that BrioSec has for the customer. You can tell it which email to send to. This is the North Carolina version, the WDIR 100. I really like it. It does a good job explaining it. On the second page here, the conditions governing this report, it very clearly says this is not a damage report. Some other really common questions are answered there as well. So thank you, North Carolina, for being on top of your stuff when making these termite inspection reports. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen.